Hi and welcome to my latest Epiphany Experts video, where I'm going to be talking to you about the latest Google change to their algorithm or to their practices. You may be thinking that this is me about to talk to you about the Venice update that affects local search, but there is something else on our radar at the moment that is a bit more important at the moment and makes the Venice update seem relatively small in comparison. Recently at a South by Southwest SXSW conference, Matt Cutts was talking about how Google are on the cusp of rolling out an update to what they class as leveling the playing field. So what they're potentially going after is what they consider to be overly optimized websites. So to quote Matt exactly, he said that all those people doing, for lack of a better word, over optimization or overly SEO'd work versus those making great content and great sites. We're trying to make Googlebot smarter, make our relevance better, and we're also looking for those who abuse it, like too many keywords on a page or exchanging way too many links or going way above what we consider normal. So this is Google clamping down on over-optimization. So what we need to consider first of all is, what does Google actually mean by over-optimization? What is Matt Cutts actually getting at? Now the obvious stuff is keyword stuffing and creating garbage content to focus on one particular keyword that might be a slight variant on some other content that covers a completely similar keyword. We don't think this is what it actually is. This is, most people are going to think, oh, I don't do that, so that's fine. But we don't think that's actually what it is. We think it's more likely to be that this is Google getting to grips with people's link profiles and finally doing something to actually kind of clean up the link graph. So for years now, Google's been dogged by paid links, bulk link submissions. There's various stuff that people can use to generate what we call burn sites that eventually someone will find and take out the index. But until then, they seem to do really well, but they rank solely on very poor quality garbage links rather than good solid link foundations. Now this is very likely to be Google taking the first steps to actually combat that kind of stuff. Now we know this, so further evidence for this is the fact that Google has recently ramped up its outreach to webmasters through Google Webmaster Tools. So through Google Webmaster Tools you can get a message from Google. You can get things saying like your WordPress installation is out of date, we found various issues with your website, this kind of stuff. Over the last 2 months, it's rumoured that Google has sent out 700,000 emails to webmasters stating that they have found unnatural links pointing to their website. 700,000. And also you've got to understand that is probably, that's 700,000 people who have signed up for Google Webmaster Tools. There's going to be a heck of a lot of people owning websites that haven't. What this would seem to be is Google firing out a warning shot to everyone saying, we're cracking down on unnatural stuff. This is your chance. This is us giving you a warning shot and giving you a chance to do something about it now before we do something heavy-handed. And because of that, everybody should be taking action. Whether you've got one of these emails or not, you need to be taking action. What we're actually seeing is, because obviously we do a lot of research here, is we're seeing that these messages normally precede a decay in rankings. So we're tracking a large volume of sites, large volume of competitor websites, all this kind of stuff, and we can see certain things happening over the last 3 weeks to a month, where over a period of about 3 weeks, a website's rankings gradually decay over time. So we're not talking an instant penalty where you get instantly taken out the index and all your rankings just disappear, literally there one day, gone the next. We're talking over a sustained period of time, the rankings just continue to decay at quite a rate until they're quite low. And to be honest, I haven't seen any so far level out, so maybe they continue to decay. Now this decaying factor would lead us to believe that this is Google actually neutering the links that you've got, as opposed to applying a penalty to you. So what they're in effect doing is they're going out, finding the pages that have got your links on them and switching off their ability to pass PageRank, or taking them out the index altogether, which is what actually seems to be happening. They're being swept out of the index. So this is bad in one sense for the people who are actually kind of taking part in kind of hosting these kind of links, but also it means that you're obviously not getting the link juice from the links you may have previously had. Now, a foolish thing to do is probably to think that this is fine, because I'm not, yes, my rankings are going to go down, but there's a reason for this. Google's discounting all these links. I don't have to actually take any action. I've just got to, Google's not going to come after me because it's already doing something about it. Now, this is an unwise viewpoint, mainly because you've got to realise that if Google's gone to the effort of sending this email out, yes, it's sent a lot out, it means you're on its radar. You've got to take this more seriously, and Google are actively within this email stating that you need to do something about these links and then submit a re-inclusion request. So what this could potentially be is a precursor to something bigger. So if you don't take any action, Google could be about to do something like a mass cull, where it just says, I've had enough, people are abusing our algorithm, we've identified how people are abusing it, we've given them the chance to fix it, if they haven't fixed it, they're out. To be honest, part of me hopes that that is what they do, because this sort of thing should be taken more seriously. So if this does land on your desk, in your inbox or however, you need to take action. I think you'd be a fool not to be honest. And what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is you need to gather as much information as you can about your backlink profile. So you need to be using Majestic SEO, Open Site Explorer, your Google Webmaster Tools link data that you can export, any data you can get hold of to do with your backlink profile to build the best picture you can about your current profile. What you then need to do is you need to spend a hell of a lot of time going through each link, checking whether it is a risk or not to your overall profile. Now, the best way to think about this is if Matt Cutts had a spreadsheet of your links in front of him, and he stood right in front of you and he said, right, Malcolm, we've spotted this link on this page. Can you explain to me how that link came about and how it doesn't affect, how it's within our guidelines? If you can't do that for a link, or you've got any sorts of doubts, your best bet is to put it down as dodgy and a potential risk. You shouldn't try and fool yourself on this. There's too much at stake. Then you've got this massive list of links, or hopefully not a massive list if you're lucky, of links that you feel that might be causing the problem, that might have been the reason why Google sent you this message. You need to take action on them. So you need to get the contact details, try and get these links removed, try and get them neutered in terms of their ability to pass page rank, so apply nofollow to them, all this kind of stuff. And you need to keep a documented record of it all. So keep a record of the contact you've got from these people, the lack of content, the lack of contact, how you think these links came about, what you're doing about it. And then at some point, if something, if you do need to submit a re-inclusion request, you've got the necessary ammo straight away to actually do that. By re-inclusion request, Google aren't expecting you to be able to clean up your link profile in its entirety. I mean, you might have some clients like we do that have had SEO on them for 4 years or so before we even got involved with the client. And since we first got them, we've been trying to clean up their backlink profile to the best we can. But we've also been trying to build stronger links into their profile as well to counteract these bad ones. Well, now it's getting to a stage where the bad ones, you've got to take the ultimate action and actually try and get them all removed. It's not enough to just build good quality on top of this, hoping that the bad ones just aren't having any effect. It looks like the bad ones are on Google's radar, so they're going to need to be actioned. So you need to understand your link profile, contact these people, so that when it does come to actually submitting a re-inclusion request, if you have to, you've got all the ammo there. You can say to Google, this is the situation, this is what I've been doing about it, this is what we're doing moving forward, this is how many of the links we've managed to get removed, these are the ones we don't feel like we're going to be able to get removed. You've got to basically give Google the impression, or give them the confidence that you are taking this seriously and you're doing something about it yourself. If you do that, you should be safe. If you've never done anything dodgy, or the websites you're working on have never had any sort of dodgy practices done in the past, or anything that can be classed as a shortcut, you should be fine anyway. There's going to be busy times ahead. I don't think this is going to go away, and this could, like I say, this could be a precursor to something even more serious. But get your head down, get it sorted now, get it sorted quick, be in a position where you can act quickly if something does happen, and you should be okay. Good luck, and I look forward to talking to you next month. Cheers.